Right, so what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another first ride review. As always, huge thank you to the amazing guys here at Rotate for letting me ride this bike today. This bike is currently up for sale with them, so if you are interested in it, make sure to head over to their website and check it out. But yeah, no prizes for guessing what we have today. This is a 2016 Ducati Panigale V4S. Now, I've kind of done this the wrong way round. This is my first time riding this generation of V4S. However, I have ridden the 2025 double-sided swing arm Panigale V4S, so I'm kind of doing it in the wrong way round. So yeah, I've watched back my review, reminded myself of that bike, and that bike is still today the bike I say is the best bike I've ridden. So super intrigued to go back in time a little and see how it compares to the older generation. Obviously this is arguably the better looking one. How much of a worse bike is it? We're going to find out today, because this currently is for sale at Rotate for roughly £15,000. So you compare that to the 30 grand of a brand new V4S. It is basically half the price. And is this bike half the bike? That's what we're going to find out in this video, because my god, does it not look like it's half of the bike. So yeah, as always guys, we will take a look around the bike, do some cinematics, go through some of the stats, then we will get on the road and see how it is. So thanks for stopping by guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Right, so I did say in the intro this is a 2016, it's actually a 2018, I got that slightly wrong. We'll quickly go through some of the stats. This of course has the 1103cc liquid cooled V4 engine, and it produces a claimed 214 brake horsepower with 91.5 foot-pounds of torque, and it has a dry weight of 174 kgs, which also equates to a wet weight of 195 kg. So absolutely ridiculous power to brake ratio, way higher than 1:1. So no prizes for guessing that this bike is going to be absolutely rapid. I'm not going to bore you with too much of the stats today. Obviously this one you will notice has got some very nice bits like the Zard exhaust there, two little twin pipes as you can see behind there, which looks super cool. It's got the baffles in, but it will still be nice and loud. Tail tidies, double bubble screen, tank pads, little bits and bobs I'm noticing around the bike, heated grips as well. But yeah, what an absolutely beautiful looking bike it is. They are just masterpieces really. The classic red Ducati paint colour as well makes it just look like such a special bike. So yeah, I'm super excited to jump on it. Let's get it fired up and get on the road. But I love that noise when you start the ignition. Dash looks very nice. Oh wow, that really just hits you in the stomach. Such a deep rumble when that first fires up. Wow, you can, that is insane. You can literally feel the ground shaking beneath it, and already look how much the wing mirrors are vibrating. You can feel it in the floor when you're standing by it. I know video never does the sound of a bike justice, but wow, that thing is savagely loud, and the rumble is just awesome. What a noise. Oh, it's getting me excited. Let's jump on. So the riding position is not too bad at all. I'm about 6 foot and flat foot, and it's actually surprisingly very easy. The clutch feel immediately feels typically a lot kind of harder than obviously the likes of my Z900 RS that I've ridden here, so quite a hard clutch, and the biting point is way further out compared to my Z900, so that might take me a little minute to get used to. Yeah, so I can definitely tell it's got the classic kind of Ducati clutch where you properly have to ride out the clutch until you're getting to kind of, I'm going to guess, about 10 mile an hour, and plus you have to properly ride the clutch. So yeah, traffic will probably be a little bit annoying in this bike, which obviously is the main bonus that I've heard the 2025 has over this, as it's been made more kind of rideable and easy to manage around town and all that kind of jazz. 18 mile an hour, incredibly jerky and very kind of on off the throttle. I can already feel that this is very much a bike that does not want to be going slowly. Yeah, it's very cool that you see with the dash turning to night mode automatically. We went under some trees, but yeah, I can very much feel now why everyone says this bike, these Ducatis do not like to go slowly, as yeah, they are definitely not wrong. But it's not honestly terrible if you keep a constant kind of speed and throttle here. It's not awful. It's making an absolute, you know, racket, the bike. You can barely hear myself think, but that's all part of an occasion of a bike like this, realistically. I mean, look at the thing. It is absolutely jaw-dropping, and you don't really want to start it up and it sound like a washing machine. You want it to sound how it looks, and my god, already is this doing this, and we've barely even touched 4,000 RPMs. This thing goes all the way to 14,500 RPM, so I'm super excited to get onto some more open roads and probably get a feel for that. So, you know, I've said it already, it's obvious, it's not the most enjoyable bike to ride around town. It doesn't particularly like to go slowly. The 2025 is way easier to ride and way easier to control around traffic. That's all obvious. So yeah, let's get to some more open roads and enjoy this bike a bit more. Minutes or so. You alright? Yeah, definitely gets a lot of attention, this bike. I mean, it's obvious. It's just like the Ferrari of motorcycles, really. Everyone loves it. Oh, I don't think I'm ever going to get bored of hearing a start-up, so once again, that little calibration noise, there's just something about that just feels special. But then that is another level of specialness. I mean, I won't rev it much, but God, such a good noise. It's so angry. It's hilarious. You see the whole bike vibrate. Right, let's find some more open roads. There we go, there's the clutch. God, it's such a far biting point. Well, yeah, as expected, I didn't get to feel much of it before having to slow down. Wow. Yeah, that was almost like the second I got full throttle I had to let off. That shows how quick this bike is. But yeah, I mean, one of the most notable things I found about the 2025 V4 is it's the only 1000cc or superbike I'd ridden at that time that almost felt like it handled like a 600cc. Yeah, obviously it's got 220 horsepower, or was it 230, the new V4, which is just ridiculous. And from what I can tell so far, once I get on the open road, this probably will feel kind of similar. Now obviously the handling is supposed to have been improved with the double swing arm on the new one, but I mean, this bike is still incredibly lightweight. I think it was 192 wet weight, which, you know, when the bike's got 215 horsepower is absolutely ridiculous stats. Oh god, I'm really sorry. I'm probably offending and annoying a lot of people with my clutch work in this video. I do have to apologise. Oh, that noise when you change gear on the quick shifter. and the auto blipper down, oh my god, so much theatre, so much character. The noise is just intoxicating, and just everything about this bike is just theatre drama. So much vibration, so much mechanical feel, the noise, the way it changes gear, it's so brutal at changing gear, and it's just an awesome thing to ride once you're actually moving at some speed. Obviously doing 20-30 is pretty unenjoyable, but once you're going like this, wow, this thing puts a smile on your face. And I mean, you saw within 2 minutes of me being on the bike, I've got people at the traffic lights giving me the thumbs up and rolling the windows down, breaking their like necks. This bike really is just so much like so much presence on the road from an outsider's perspective as well. I mean, we all know, you see a red Ducati that sounds like this, you're turning your head, and my god does this bike get a lot of attention, and for good reason, because it is just like a supercar but a bike. Oh my god, it takes off. God, that auto blipper works so nicely. When you think this bike was a 2018 and you compare it to some, 2025 model bikes that still don't have an auto blipper that feels this good, and that is where kind of you see the difference, I suppose, between Japanese bikes and obviously Italian and whatever else, German bikes as well. They always seem to be very ahead of their time with some things like quick shifting and stuff, and that's to be expected, I suppose, when the bike costs this much. But just everything on this feels incredibly premium. It's quite obvious I don't like the feeling of the clutch, but I'm sure over time you might get a bit used to it, but it's very draggy and it's very annoying. But other than that, the front brake feel is just beautiful, as expected. The rear brake feels beautiful. The handling, from what I felt so far, feels good. And yeah, the quick shifter up and down is just beautiful. Everything is very premium feeling. Everything you touch, the buttons, everything you look at obviously feels and looks premium as well. And yeah, that's what you want for a bike that is basically just a Ferrari with two wheels, let's be honest. Oh my god, it is rapid. And that's what the beauty of the V4 is. It's not an inline four. You don't have to wait till, halfway in the res for it to really scream. This has so much down low torque. It feels pretty instant, the power. But then what's crazy is once you hit high in the revs, it also then gives the same sensation as an inline four, where it feels like you're hitting all the power. But the crazy thing is, this feels like there's power, and you hit that stage in the res and it's just like, wait, I didn't think it'd be possible for it to feel like it had any more. Absolutely crazy. And look at that, getting waves from the pub on it. Oh, I feel like a VIP riding this. Alright, quick shift to noise. It's been a while, obviously, since I rode the 2025, like I said, but it does feel very good handling, and of course it feels very confidence inspiring, but I don't quite remember it feeling like that. Didn't quite feel like the same shock of leading in the 2025. I mean, I've ridden a lot of bikes since then, but yeah, sorry, quickly, last one. Oh my Jesus Christ almighty. So much power, it just wants to take off. Yeah, like I was saying, I do slightly feel as if the 2025 was noticeably more insane handling, but that's not to say this is a bad by any stretch of the imagination. only imagine the noise this makes from the outside when you're ripping through the gears like that and upshifting. We will, as always, pull up, turn around, go back the way we came, but whilst we've stopped, we will take just another little walk around this beautiful bike. And yeah, I feel like that's part of the fun of owning a Ducati, is pulling over every now and again and just admiring the bike, really. Here it is. What a beauty. I just absolutely love listening to that exhaust and that V4 engine rumble away. What an absolutely phenomenal noise, and what an absolutely phenomenal looking bike. Of course, from every angle this bike is a showstopper. It's just yeah, it is a thing of beauty. This is the kind of bike that you just want to sit in your living room and adore, because yeah, not far off being basically a piece of art in my opinion. A slight little niggle I found with the bike as well is you can kind of tell there when the swing arm is up, kickstand is up, and you're on the bike, it's incredibly hard to find it, as obviously it kind of loops up where that is kind of right beneath the gears there. You have got this little knobbly bit there which you can use to put it down, but that's kind of here. So when you're sat on the bike trying to put the kickstand down, I find it incredibly difficult and a bit annoying, but again, maybe that's something you get used to. But yeah, relatively speaking, comparing it to the 2025, I do notice that I was a bit more wowed by the handling on the 2025, but like I said, whether that's just because that was one of the first crazy bikes I've ridden, and between now and then I've ridden an absolute ton of crazy bikes, it might be that. I mean, the whole reason of coming to the double-sided swing arm was to improve handling, so maybe the handling just generally does feel noticeably better. Other than that, obviously, you'll see me absolutely be embarrassed by my clutch work in this video. I do apologise, I promise I'm not that much of a noob. It's just very difficult to get used to this bike, and they have a bit of a trait, these bikes. They're known to be difficult around town, and I am definitely noticing that. But yeah, other than that, this bike is the pinnacle of character, the pinnacle of smiles per miles. It is just an attention. It just gets everyone on the road's attention. Everyone looks at you, everyone gives you the thumbs up. Some people might hate it, but for the most part you get a lot of love for riding this thing around on the road. And I mean, it's very rare that I get on a bike and this quickly have this much thumbs up and nods and attention and everything. So yeah, all in all, it's absolutely awesome, and I keep showing you. Don't want to annoy anyone too much, but it sounds absolutely wonderful. So let's get back on the road and embarrass myself a bit more with my dodgy clutch work. And one fascinating thing there is, I completely forgot about this, it has a system on this bike which shuts down 2 of the cylinders when you're in neutral to help with heat. So you hear here, as soon as I start to release the clutch a little, the noise completely changes, and that's where the extra 2 valves are coming into play. Now the fuel light has just come on. Feel of some corners. I'm not pushing too much, of course, as it isn't my bike. Oh yeah, my god, it definitely doesn't lack the handling, that is for sure. And the punch you get of just immediate acceleration out of the corner is probably one of the best things about this bike, to be honest. It's just instant power, instant torque, but then it's not just that, it still then hits enough level of power. It's just a phenomenal feeling. How is this legal? How is it legal for this to be this fast? It is just, oh my, it's ridiculous. Savage, just an occasion to ride, really. Saying the 2025 is noticeably more insane handling, as I'm getting more and more comfortable and so instant. Come on, I've got the priority. Well, this noise would never get boring on it. Oh my. It literally sounds like thunder. I think I spent most of this video just talking about how ridiculously good it sounds, but it literally sounds like thunder. So deep and just angry. Oh my, that front brake feel is like nothing else as well. That front brake feel is just perfection. It's just the perfect amount of gradualness, and it comes on so perfectly. You haven't got too much immediately. It feels just exactly how you would want braking to feel. And to answer the question at the start of the video is this half of the bike of the 2025 V4, which is obviously half the price of this brand new, this being about 15 grand. And the answer to that is very definitely no. It's nowhere near half the bike. But I mean, I must admit, if I had the choice and money was no object, yes, I would take a 2025. But having that extra 15 grand to get it at the moment, I just think is not worth it. So yeah, maybe in a few years when the used market settles a bit on them. But for now, this would definitely be the sensible pick in my opinion. Right, so there we go, guys. What an absolutely ridiculous bike it is. But yeah, not to mention is this bike for sale, so if you're in the market for one, value for money for this is just ridiculous. I know 15 grand is a lot of money for a bike in a way, but for what you're getting with this, you can't get much else that is going to wow people and wow yourself as much as this. It is just the epitome of character and drama when on a motorcycle. Absolutely loved it. As always, huge thank you to Dorset.Motorcycles. But as always, guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Subscribe, join the channel. Plenty more videos like this to come. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time.